Good afternoon, folks. Hey, and welcome back to the Murphy's Law Network. Hey, man, listen. Over here, I try to deal you the correct cards. I try not to get people expecting things that they are not. And that is the problem with 99% of people. You expect things out of people that just not going to happen. And I just like to try to expose you the truth before it really hits you in your face and you be looking around and like, what the hell just happened? But anyway, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he's a guy, damn friend, good friend of mine. And this guy, man, he's a great guy. He's very humble, intelligent, smart, got the degrees, and all of this. And the problem with him is, he allows the women that he meet to overtake his life. They completely overtake it. So I asked him, I'm like, man, where are you meeting these women from? He said, man, hey, look, I meet them from online dating sites, and I go out to bars and stuff like that. And, that's where I meet them. I looked at him, I was like, man, God. For an intelligent guy like you got to look in better places. You got to stop putting yourself on dating apps. And even if you own a dating app, expect nothing. So that's why I emphasize a lot that we expect too much as people. We expect a lot. We expect the next person to understand what we're doing. But in reality, they don't care. If it's not beneficial to them, they don't care. So I was telling them, I said, brother, I think you ought to try something different. And he was like, man, hey, look, I've been trying stuff different and I get the same messed up results. I get the same thing, same this and whatnot and whatnot. So I asked him, I said, what have you done different? He got quiet. He couldn't answer. Because I find that a lot of our people refuse to do anything different. So I asked him, I said, so what do you expect to come out of this? And he said, you know what? God gonna do this and God gonna do that and God gonna make a way and God gonna do this. And the only thing I could do was put my head down. Because this is a grown man speaking as if he's a child. Shocked. Hurt. Let me tell you something, folks. I'm gonna tell you what I told him. If you expecting for God to do anything for you, you got to move. God is only going to move when in extreme circumstances for something that he did not equip you for. Example, God gave you everything. He gave you a mind to think, a body to move, a subconscious mind to implant to the conscious mind, to continue to make you animated as you are. And we choose not to use it. Everyone, I see that every day. Regardless of the people I talk to, I see it every day. And if you don't use that, then there's no reason for God to intervene, because he equipped you with these tools and you choose not to use them. That's my problem. So what I told him, I said, hey man, look, you keep talking about God is going to do this and God is going to do that, but God owes you absolutely nothing. And that's the problem with the people today, especially in the black community. They feel like God owes them something. God owes you nothing. He gave you life. He gave you strength. He gave you health. It's up to you to maintain it. I see far too many people in my age bracket that grows up and they're stuck in this mindset that God owes them something. Or they like to blame it on parents or the way they growed up. In my opinion, your parents were supposed to do one thing, and that's give birth to you. They completed that. You cannot hold them for what you think they should have done or what you believe they should have done, but they birthed you. Once they gave birth to you, that was your opportunity to get the ball rolling on your agenda. I believe that God made each and every last one of us gods of our own universe. And you have to direct it and move the ship in the direction that you want to. Just like a captain. A captain of a ship, he moves the ship and gives orders and commands. Some of them may be very large, some of them may be very minute, but he gives commands in the way he wants his ship to go. And if you spend your time waiting on God, nothing is never going to happen. That is a fact. I learned that the hard way. I kept getting disappointed at God. God, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? So finally one day, it didn't come from God. It came from my inner subconscious. My inner subconscious said, why didn't you do it? You had the choice. There was nothing stopping you. There was nothing making you not do it. Why didn't you do it? And the bell went off. Bell went off then. I learned that, hey, look, whatever I want to do, there's no so-called white man stopping me. There is no what's the word they like to use? I always get converted. This word is so stupid to me that I don't get it. Oh, disenfranchised. Come on, man. Yeah, I know you got people out there on YouTube. They want to proclaim this and say this, but you're only hurting the community when you continue to use this word. You know, the only thing that disenfranchises the black people is the will to not do, the will to not act, the will to not push your agenda forward. And if we keep on going with this, we're going to go into destruction. If the men and women keep separating themselves from each other, quit, and they stop, producing children, producing businesses, producing families that grow, hey man, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna lead to a devastating extinction. And people don't realize that. They believe that we can, well, majority of the blacks believe that we can move freely without no order or no structure. And that can't happen. I look today at our younger women, and it don't matter where I look on TikTok or Facebook, Instagram or YouTube, there's always a black woman somewhere shaking her ass. Like, is this all you know? You can't do nothing else, but you know how to shake your ass. And we define nothing wrong with that. Every time I see a black woman, it's only a couple of words that come out of her mouth. Oh, well, I'm finna start my businesses. Y'all gotta stop saying this. Black men. Oh, I'm finna get my rap game going. Nobody's talking about family. Nobody. Nobody's talking about building a legacy. Nobody. In the black community, nobody. But you blame the white man. Say, well, you know what? The white man is doing this and he's doing that and he's disenfranchising me and all of this kind of shit. No, you're disenfranchising yourself. Because one thing the white man knows is to have a family, build a legacy, that my kids are my legacy. I have seen, and I've witnessed this myself, I have seen a white couple that was married. They may not like each other. They didn't care for each other. But they stayed together until their children got out of the home. Not just the white community. Let me go to the Mexican American community. They build. They build structure. They continue to invest in each other. If one ain't got a car, the other one won't have it. If the other one has a car, we both gonna use it. In any other race, I've seen this. But when we get to the black community, it's all about my. What can you do for me? Oh, I'm such a queen. I'm this and I'm that. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't no queens. Stop using this word. Black women, you're not no queen. If you don't have a husband, you're not a queen. How can a queen just self-appoint herself? I never seen nobody in this country, public official all the way down to family, self-appoint themselves. From a preacher, he has to be elected. From a judge, they have to be elected or appointed by a governor. How do y'all put yourself on this high status as queens? Black males, how do y'all put yourself as kings? Y'all haven't got king status. You on the side of the street selling dope, twisting your hair and your plans hanging off of your ass, and you sitting there toting a gun and you a king? Are you sure? Man, this is crazy. We got to develop structure. Structure. Man, woman, child. Above man is God. And until we get back to that structure, that is the ultimate divine structure, we're not going to be anything. Nothing is going to happen. You believe me, black people, I say this all the time, keep running around here with this, oh, with a white man this and a white man that. All of those other races are going to surpass you, and your ass is going to be at the back. I promise you. Look at the increasing rate of rent, the increasing requirements to just live in Atlanta. If you can't tell that's not pushing you out, I don't know what the hell to say to you. You know, I said a long time ago that the Mexican American was gonna come take over. I can't say on here what I wanna say, but I always said the Mexican American was gonna take over, and they are. You look at their communities, look at the love and the unity that they show. Great people. I love Mexican people. But look at the unity that they show, and look at what they create in their communities. That's clean. They're clean, they smooth, welcoming, no matter where you go. Just go to Doraville, Georgia, and look at a Mexican community. Clean, low crime, but go to a black community, and that's when you see hell. And it saddens me that nobody wants to say the truth. This generation always wants to be caught up and talked about in feelings and emotions. And they want to say, well, you know what? Oh, well, it's not what you said, it's what you said. What in the hell is the difference? I can't understand. This is one thing about black people that pisses me off. They can look in the Bible, and the Bible can say some of the most craziest stuff. But when somebody turn around and say it in your face, oh, it's a crime, it's a sin. I got a problem with that. And I want to I got a message to the black people. God ain't using your preachers no more. He never have. He's only used prophets. Anybody can proclaim to be a preacher, but not everybody can be a prophet. When I grew up in a time where the older women would go over and beyond for the preacher. The family wouldn't even eat because if the preacher was coming over. I used to look at my grandma like, what in the hell? But it was shocking to me. And this man never put forth $1. I grew up in that time where preachers were sleeping with multiple women in the church. But this is where women got their leadership and guidance from. Preachers get in the way of God. They don't understand. They picked this calling for themselves. God didn't call them. He didn't pick them. He didn't. No. Because some kind of way they become just like God's in the church. I've been saying this for years. That's why I left the church. Because if you go to a modern day church, it's filled with women. Hardly no men there. And it's also filled with those, how can I say it? The alphabet people. I'm going to take Dave Chappelle word. The alphabet people. So, hey man, that's Murphy's Law. And until next time, peace.